We went to get gas, and I looked at him, and I said, I'm not leaving. I said, because if I leave, and if you don't get this straight, then it's going to trickle down to my son. This is a generational curse, and I see it on you. And you have to get it up off of you, because if you don't, it's going to trickle down to my son. My flesh did not want to say that. My flesh was like, girl, bye, we leaving. Like, let's pack up the bags and go. One of the other things that I knew I could not do. Now, in the moment, my boss at the time called me. Oh, yeah. And I told her, I said, I can't work today because my husband's cheating on me and it's been 10 years and I'm about to divorce him. So I'll talk to you later. And hang up the phone. Like, it was so messy, so extra. Thank goodness she was a upstanding woman and professional and did not share my business with the world, because she could have. And I didn't destroy my job either. She gave me time to get myself together, and then I was able to come back. But I contacted our life coach and told her I need an emergency meeting tonight. I don't know what y'all got going on, but I need it tonight. That was the only person who knew what was going on. I did not tell my mother. Of course I didn't tell my father. He didn't tell his parents. We didn't tell friends. We didn't tell nobody what we were going through during that time until after we came out of it. Yeah. That was so important to me, because I knew if I told my mom, honey, she would have an apartment for me the next day. And I needed to hear from God. In that moment, I didn't want to hear the, girl, you shouldn't, girl, if I was you, if that was me. I just needed to hear from God. So I shut out the noise. I didn't listen to a lot of, like, the cheaters shows and stuff like that. Like, I did indulge in music that was harmful. Basically, that was just like, I'm an independent, strong black woman. I don't need no man. You know, all that type of music. But I shut out the noise because I needed to hear from God. I needed to hear, God, is this where you want me to be? And I can't say he answered me, y'all. He ain't say nothing. I'm like, if you want me to leave, just tell me. Silent. And I know God's voice. I hear him very well. Didn't hear anything. So I stayed still. I stood right there. That was that day. I want to talk about the next day briefly and then get into what it has done for us, where we are now. How did this pivotal time change the trajectory of our marriage? But yeah, so we found the phone.
So we found the phone. We had, like I said, she called life coach. And remind you, I was still in Mason. I was still in deep in it, still go up there. She was fast. The more she fast, the more I got deep. I said 20 days she found it. So ended up having a life coach talk to us, walk us through it. Intense therapy, in the meeting, intense. I'm saying I think we should leave, take a break, and she's saying she wouldn't leave me. It got intense, like point where like we had to walk out on each other inside the meeting. But so after that, so we kept doing how I was at a point. So this again tell you that God's strategic and the enemy so dumb. So in the midst of this, I'm about to be online for a shrine of Noble. So the same people that I went over with all together, went through the whole thing together. So it began to get kind of crazy because they were turning against me. People were saying stuff about me. It was a whole lot. And in my mind, I'm like, hold on. Why are they going against me? And we was online like the whole year together with every degree from 14 to 30 seconds. We all aligned together tight. So it ended up getting to a point where I told my wife, I never forget, I called her crying because they were like bad mouthing me, saying I did this, I wasn't worthy. And when I got I invited to my wedding, a whole bunch of crazy stuff. So I was really feeling it. And I don't know, why am I feeling like this? Like, because I was feeling what she was feeling. He allowed this to happen to feel what she was feeling.
Absolutely. So that's why that's why he wasn't saying anything to me. And I had to stand still, because the way God was going to get him was the same way that he made me feel by cheating with other women. God allowed him to go through a similar situation when everybody turned their back on him in his lodge, right? Or who he was online with. And the thing about it was, God's wrath our wrath is nothing compared to what God is going to do. God is not going to leave you. But like Kingdom Wives, he sees you. He sees those tears that you're crying. He sees that those times when you can't sleep. He sees the thought. He hears the thoughts. He hears the prayers. He hasn't forgotten about you. It's just strategic. God is so strategic, and his timing is not our timing. So had I done something crazy, had I ran him over, had I did whatever I wanted to do, I wouldn't have been able to see God do this strategically. I'm talking about day after day. He called me crying. And to be able to support my husband while still healing and going through what I was going through, that was only the grace of God. Yeah. That was Holy Spirit all the way and he's still going through shrine. Like, he hasn't stepped away from masonry yet. Nope. He's still talking to the people, still having conversations with them. He's still talking to the people, the very people who I feel like he betrayed me with. I still have to stand here and watch him do this. But God had a plan the whole time. It
did. So never forget, we may have mentioned it before, but not mentioned again. So we had a thing called Hygiene Weekend. And we all the candidates online, had all black, going to a party. And I never forget, I got home that night. I'm not saying about that. I went home that night.
I don't think so.
So I went home that night, and I was in my sleep talking about the party, like literally telling her what was going on. And I was waking up. Like, hold on, that wasn't me. So I'm like, okay, what the world going on? I'm literally telling her everything I was saying about the party, everything. So she could ask me questions. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'm not gonna. I got us and not me. So that passed by. So we kept on going. So that's what got real worse. Like, I might step online, see what's going on. So I stepped online, but still talking to him. Let her tell her no, I'm not, but tell them I'm gonna come back online in a few minutes. I'm good. They were saying go back online, this and that. So never forget, this is where it happened. At I said, God, if she can go on the fast, because I'm really at the point. God really show me like, look, you about to mess yourself up. You about to go down. If you cross over this, you're gonna mess yourself up. So I told one of the guys, we tell you somebody in a little bit. Told him he asked about Freemasonry. I said, yeah, man, I was on a fast, and he asked me, said, so how did you know what God was doing while you was on the fast? Was it any benefits, or how was you feeling? I said, I went on 7-day fast. I told him that every day God was telling me to remove something, every day to remove something, and every day. So it started getting to a point. My wife was like, hold on, why are you moving this? You moving that? She was like, hold on, he sees something was really happening.
Yes.
So.
Because that was my prayer. Mm-hmm. God, I want to see the physical manifestations of this fast. I don't want him to tell my husband, let me tell y'all, you might not can't tell it, but he is great with words, okay? He is a charmer. He knew exactly what to say, when to say it, what to say, to get me past whatever the problem was. So if there was an issue or a problem, he would say the sweet nothings and do good for about a week or so, and then he'll go right back to what he was doing before. So he knew how to shut me up. This time, I said, God, if he's going on a fast, I need to see the physical manifestations of this fast. And he was every single day, he was showing me something different.
And it's funny because I honestly, God, I didn't want to leave. But I said, God, if you want me to leave, I'll leave. That's all about two men. When you ask God something, be ready for the outcome. Be ready for the answer. And sometimes it may not be the answer that you want, but when you ask God something, He's going to reveal it and show you. So in the 7 day, now I was packing up my books. I had a lot of stuff, guys, a lot of stuff. $1,000 worth of books, aprons, collars, bags, a whole bunch of stuff. So in the 7 day, never forget, I heard God say, you want my family and their family. I said, God, I'm done. I want your family. Mm-hmm. So I really took everything away, and it was from there, I'm going to have to tell you after that, but from there, my life changed forever.
Absolutely. So when he said everything, like, it was like day one, he came to me and was like, babe, do you think the reason why we're going through what we're going through, financial situations, fussing and arguing, not getting along, the kids were just out of order.
Yes.
It was so much going on during that time. He said, do you think the reason why we're going through what we're going through is because I'm in masonry? Yeah, I do. And so I'm like, okay, God, yes, shed the light. I think that second day is when I saw him text them. And he was like, hey, I'm coming back, but I'm, after 3 days, I'm going to come back And, I'm going to tell my wife or whatever. So I said, God, I need this fast to be real. I don't need this to be some fake fast that he's doing, telling me he's fasting, he really not. Second day, same day, he comes home, he says, I think I need to remove the decals off my car. Now, y'all, this was huge because my husband loved them decals and to show off and to show people what he was and what he was a part of. So he removing them. Okay. Day 3. And I don't know if it's happened on these days, but this is how it happened. Day 3. But I don't think I need these books no more. Like, I want to get rid of these books. So are you coming out of masonry? So I didn't say anything. Another thing, ladies, listen, when God is answering your prayers, just be quiet. Catch a bubble, like I tell my kids, and watch God work. So every day I was seeing, and they was turning on him left and right through this process. I'm talking about, he was at a park one time doing something with them, and he called me. He was like, "Man, come get me now." Everybody was turning on him. Everybody was throwing him under the bus, stuff that he hadn't even done. I said, "Yep, sounds like you're going through what I'm going through currently right now." And so that happened. Then it was his clothes, and it was literally like day by day. By the end of that 7-day fast, he was like, "Babe, I don't think I can't go through a shrine. Now I'm going to get out of masonry. I can't go through a shrine." So it's still a mason at this point. And so I'm like, okay, you're not going to go through a shrine. Perfectly fine. That weekend, I'll make sure that you get away. Like, I was planning a whole, just breathing moment for him because I knew that was a big weekend for him, but I knew he couldn't cross. And the reason why I knew he couldn't cross is because had he crossed shrine, we would not be married right now. I think that I know without a doubt that would have taken him in. The things that he was planning in the phone, the things that he was talking about, the things that happened, I knew right then. Then I think what sealed the deal was him getting a phone call or finding out information that if he does cross shrine, if he does come to Atlanta, there is something with his name on it. Like, they are going to give him the worst of the worst. And I was like, so that's what you want to sign up for? Like, that's what you want to go do? And it was all because of a lie. Like, it wasn't even him that did it. It was somebody else. But because God was doing what he do, it was confusion in the camp. And everybody was looking at him. So he had to feel that heat. He had to feel that betrayal. Because that's what he did to his wife. So watching him go through that, I'm like, okay, God, you getting them. I ain't saying nothing. I'm not doing. We still going to life coaching. We still doing that. So that 7-day fast prompted a 90-day fast. And right after that, the boss, the lady I was working for, she had a major event, and she was like, "I want you to come." And I was like, "I don't know if I can come because of all the things that just happened." And I ended up going. And I said, "God, how do I know it's not going to happen again?" Because what I found out in the phone as well was whenever we went to Pennsylvania for my cousins to see them, when we went to different places or different events and we was gone for the weekend, he would stay home. And that's when he would talk to these women or meet up or whatever. And so I'm like, how I know he's not going to do it again? And I didn't, but I trusted God and the little bit of trust I had for him. And I went to the event. The event was for a weekend. And it was then where he told me his idea to write a book. And I was like, no, I need you to heal first. Yeah. It was at the event. I created the cover on the spot. I was like, babe, this is the cover of the book. Like, this is what you want to do? Let's do it. And so supported him 1,000%, came home. And y'all, it was so weird to me because I'm like, how did this man go from not wanting to be home, and in the midst of that, not wanting to be home, meaning he wanted to be in masonry. But when he was home, y'all, I had no indication that this man was cheating except the Holy Spirit was telling me. I'm talking about, no indication. It was some moments where I'm like, who you texting? Who you talking to? But it was never like what I saw on that phone. I would have never known it. The deception, the manipulation that was happening in that house, I had a feeling, but never what I saw. And so I was like, how could you be home loving on us like you loving on us, and then in the streets doing what you're doing? I was so confused. But when I came back from InvestFest, I saw the transformation of somebody completely different. I kept asking him, do you miss that old life? Do you miss the women? God took him on a journey of just complete transformation. I can't even explain it. It was like immediate. And I'm like, God, okay, the life coach even was preparing me. He's going to sit back. He's going to do something else. You're going to see something else. I have nothing on that level ever. Now, what I've seen from that was just having to talk to him about some of your conversations and how you speak to the friends that you have. You can't call them boo. You can't do, but nothing on that level ever. I have not seen it since then. I want to make sure I'm clear. Yeah, I haven't seen it since then. We have really, the transformation I've seen him go through, the making him sick to his stomach on the things that he used to love, the way he watches on TV, how he speaks, it's completely different. It's like, God, you really did that. Immediately stop cheating. Immediately. And I want to go back because we talked about the next day. When I found the phone, my immediate response was, go take the phone back. Go take the phone back because we don't need the phone. The next day, he was supposed to take the phone back. God loves you enough, women. He's going to show you. He is going to allow you to hear the very conversations that you need to hear.
The enemy is so dumb, but God's strategic.
The enemy is dumb, but God is strategic. So my husband was driving his Hyundai.
Hold on a second. Before you start that, now my car, when somebody calls, my phone rings on the car and it comes on. But I never understood it had stopped for a while. But I was able to control it from my phone, to hang up or to be able to not be able to go on the car phone. So listen to this.
So never on his car phone has this ever happened. So I called him because, okay, this is the next day. My kids are in the living room, so I'll paint the picture. I'm in the bedroom. I got the candles lit because I want to sit down and have a real conversation with him of where we're going to go from here. What we doing. So I call him on the phone. And all of a sudden I hear somebody in the background. And I'm like, what is going on? So I had to calm myself down because I felt my heart racing. And I hear him on the phone with the lady, the Eastern Star. So I'm like, well, how was he on the phone? I ain't say nothing. So I heard the conversation they were having. Apparently, when I called him, it picked up on the car because his phone is automatically connected to the car. It picked up on the car that he was talking to her on the phone that he was supposed to have turned in. So I was listening to the conversation. Now his cell phone didn't ring. His regular cell phone didn't ring. It automatically picked up, and he couldn't have been listening to music or anything because the music would have turned off. And I was quiet as I could be. Trying my best. I put the phone on mute and I listened to the conversation. And the conversation was them making fun of me and about how calm, cool, and collect I was. And how I wasn't about that life. Y'all, when I heard that, I flipped the script. Okay, now, the day before, I did pretty good. Pretty good. Not in my actions and my words. Did pretty good. Not in my thoughts at all. This day, didn't do very well. My response was not hallelujah, okay? So I was like, if y'all want to see somebody, no, first I immediately said what I was going to do to him. I immediately said it. And he was like, no, I'm on the phone. I'm on the phone with one of the people from the lodge. I'm on the phone with them. I'm on the phone with them. I said, no, you're not. I know exactly who you're talking to. I said, and when I see you, yeah. So I can't tell you everything I said because YouTube is not going to allow me. But whatever I said to him, just know that it was so bad. I was ready to get my kids in the car and come find him. Didn't know where he was at. Didn't know how to find him because he was out driving and we were at the house. So he was like, I'm not coming home. I'm not coming. I said, let me tell you something. You're going to FaceTime me. And you're going to show me that you took that phone in. And then you're going to come home. And then we're going to talk. Because I'm going to put everything away. I'm not going to do nothing. I'm going to put everything away. But we're going to have a conversation. And sure enough, he FaceTimed me. He showed me that he turned the phone in. And then he came home and we talked.